Hello everyone, let me welcome you to my talk on Internet Anonymity and Privacy. First, I would like to thank the ISACA Administration Tanzania chapter for inviting me to be one of the speakers in this very crucial conference, the October Cybersecurity Month 2019. For some of you who probably do not know me, but I'm sure most of you know me, I'm a researcher, researching much on cybersecurity, and currently I'm working on malware analysis. I'm a registered researcher on that. We are trying to detect malware samples in Tanzania cyberspace, trying to identify their command and control centers, and devise possible mechanisms in combating them. At the end of the day, we are sure we can advise on how to use those malwares as part of cyber war weapons. So for anyone who feels who have some comments, you can contact me, and those are my active contacts. My Gmail email is active. For the time being, this email from AARSC is currently inactive, whether we are trying to revamp our web page to make it have more services. Now, when you talk of anonymity, actually anonymity is nothing but the question of hiding three important things: identity, location, and contacts. People hide the identity, they don't use the actual names, or trying to fool their addresses and locations and things like that. Now the question comes, why do we need anonymity? Of course, if you are an activist, a journalist, or a whistleblower, you probably know and understand why anonymity is so important. This applies even to secret services. In some of their works, they actually need to be anonymous. Same goes to bad guys. And when secret services and bad guys fight, actually it's a battle of anonymity. You see, trying to be anonymous and trying to reveal the others who is anonymous. You see, so anonymity is something very crucial in the world of communication. And those people visiting the dark web, they probably know more how important anonymity is. Now, can we achieve anonymity? The answer is yes and no. It is yes because technology theoretically allows someone to be anonymous. You can use very complicated encryption algorithms, and today we have artificial intelligence which can help us in devise very complicated algorithms. They can aid for someone to be anonymous. That is yes. And it is no because some people try to be a little bit, I can say, slacky when opting for anonymous tools. There are various tools which aid anonymity. You see, and if you be slack enough, someone can exploit that weakness and uncover or reveal you. That's no. And unfortunately, most of the people are usually lazy at some point, and they can be revealed. So the answer is yes and no. Think of people using social media. When using social media, of course, most of them are using nicknames. And some try to use anonymous locations, as we will see. But in GSM phone, it is almost hard to be anonymous because our mobile numbers, what we call MSIDN, are registered. And this applies to almost all countries of the world. This is unlike to IP addresses, which are dynamic, not static. You see, so in GSM communication, to achieve anonymity is very difficult. You see, via email address, yes, you can, depending on the service which is offered in that email communication. When using web mails, you can register web mail with anonymous credentials, and you can be anonymous. And you can be accessing that mail using anonymous locations as well. But we'll see all these things in my next slides. Okay, now let's discuss or talk on something on location surveillance. People when using Twitter, I've learned, according to my research, which I've been doing time, most hackers have Twitter addresses with fake names or trying to be anonymous. You see, that it goes to hackers, not only hackers, even some guys, I mean, it can be activists, can be whatever, they are trying to use anonymous IDs, trying to hide their identity. You see, that is one example where anonymity in Twitter is used. But there are some loopholes. Although Twitter is usually public, what you tweet is public, and you are trying to be anonymous. I think you are an anonymous user on Twitter, tweeting from somewhere else. Yeah, there are tools which can try to reveal or to identify you based on your location on Twitter. That's what we call location surveillance. There is this one tool which, if we get time, where we will try to do it practically, but I try to record some clip. I was trying to capture some tweets that was yesterday, which are being tweeted around this hotel, Cottage Hotel, and at a radius of 5 kilometers. You can see all this information which has been cleaned. You see, you can input that command in that tool, and you got all this sort of information. That means if somebody is tweeting anonymously from that region or from that location, you can at least establish certain level of information or of intelligence based on that location. Now, here we try to gather information around Cottage Hotel, radius 5 kilometers, without specifying email address. In my previous command, I did specify tweets which have email address and phone number. So I narrowed in my search. If you unnarrow your search, like this one, you can get more tweets. You see, as you can see. See, these are all the tweets which are being gathered. And the file, I mean the tweets, have been collected, and we did put them in a CSV file, can be for future analysis. You see, now these are tweets captured along this hotel, as you can see, and that is a Google map picture, which actually aided us get a geographic location. You see, you can widen your search by increasing radius of coverage and get all the tweets, as they say. You see, it's very difficult sometimes to be anonymous, completely anonymous, when tweeting from somewhere. If people are tracking your location, can be bad guy tracking you, can at least uncover where exactly you are. As you can see, this command, the digits or the numbers here specifies your location, longitude and latitude, and this one is the coverage, is the address, I mean is the radius, covering or gathering all tweets along this region for a radius 5 kilometers, and it was collecting tweets from this date onward, and this one is the name of the file which was saving with tweets which have been gathered. Of course, you can opt to leave this one and you see what is being displayed on the screen, but for analysis purpose, you have to specify the file. This is how it is done. Now, in the homework, I can give you this one. Of course, go and configure this tool, and in my YouTube address, you can find a way of how to get this tool, configure it, and make it and make it usable. Now, after configuring it, try to apply this command. Here you put your username, a username of your choice, and see what will be outputted for analysis. I leave this as the homework to you. Now, let's see another aspect of location surveillance, where people can try to reveal your location based on something which they send to you via social media, like WhatsApp, Telegram, email, or whatever. Again, let's see what I had to make to prepare for you. Here's some nice pics which can make someone maybe interested to see. You see, you can get in a pic, the picture of Cardi B. I hope you know that musician. You see, I copy that link of the picture. I put some other tools. These tools are online tools. You see, and it tries to I mean to put it's a tracing application, a Trojan sort of, in that link, in that image which we did capture, and then we embed it in another URL, and then you copy that URL, you send it to someone to open it. You see that the information or the URL you send will be a picture, and the recipient will see a picture, for this matter, picture of Card B, that musician. You see, and you can be interested to see that picture, depending on what you type and how he or she knows you. You see, you can copy as many pictures as you want, and you can send it to different people who want to track and identify their location. It does not only end to pictures. Of course, you can put even video clips, and unfortunately, for those people who visit other sites, they are usually track their location in techniques like this one. You see, someone can just capture a location or a link for a particular clip, and put a Trojan in it, like this one is an IP logger, and send to you. You see, and then you can open. After you open, your location get revealed. You can send it by any social media. WhatsApp, I tried by WhatsApp, you can use Telegram, you can use email address, or even SMS. You see, and someone if opens, then we see what will happen to the logger. Location will be revealed. Okay, we're waiting. Our recipient is opened now. Let's go back to the tool. Let's see. Go back to the tool. Okay, I was trying to shorten it using another, because if someone sees something written IP logger, can be threatened, yeah? You see. So there are many tools. This is another tool which removes the name IP logger and put something else to make someone less suspicious. If we see logger, something people know am I being logged. But this another name which is less suspicious, people can open without any problem. But these are free tools. If people use customized tools, you can make it more friendly and something convincing to you. Okay, as we can see here, the target is opened, that picture. Now clicking that icon sends you to where actually the guy is, based on the IP information which he logged using his computer or mobile phone. See, this is how location can be uncovered. See, now we wait to see for the other images if will be opened, and check if they're opened at the same location. Okay, they are opened, different IP addresses, as you can see. Okay, opening that one again. Let us see where that gentleman is. Okay, you can see the location there. You see. Yeah, that's where that somebody is located. See, we can see this is a very powerful tool, open source and somewhere online, which can help in locating somebody's location. This is what we call location surveillance. So anonymity in terms of location can be revealed in using many ways, and these two are just a few examples. Now let's see identity exposure, because if you are anonymous, or you want to be really anonymous, you have to hide your identity. Now unfortunately, there are tools, if you are not careful, can identify your identity, especially those we call phishing links. Here I tried to show you a tool which can prepare some phishing information, send them to you, and they can identify or can reveal your identity. username, password, whatever. You see, this is social fish. For detail about this one, again, if you visit my YouTube channel, you can see content of it. And fortunately, my presentation will be available to Isaka, and if shared to you, you will see all the link about my channel. See, let's see here. Now we are trying to capture credentials from somebody who tweeted, and the thing is, you know, it is very easy to capture someone based on this technique. What I can do, I can take this fished link, you see, and embed it in something else. You see, for example, I am sure it's something not new to you. You can be sent a certain information by a link, maybe from Facebook, from Twitter, or some other thing else, and you ask, in order to see it or to view it or to read it, you have to log in with your Facebook account, if it is Facebook, or with your Gmail account. You see, now in scenarios like that one, the information or the picture or the clip of that style can be embedded with a phishing link, and once you open it, again, you are fished there, you see, and your credentials will be revealed, as we have seen in this video, where a username and password has been revealed. You see, that is the phishing. Now we continue with the privacy, the question of privacy. I'm trying to go a little bit faster to cope with time we have, but I'm sure during the question session maybe some question will arise. Privacy is normally achieved by use of encryption, and encryption can be end-to-end. Two communicating parties have a mechanism to encrypt and decrypt as they communicate, and you can do file encryption, and communication channel which is used to transfer information should be encrypted. Now the question is, can we achieve privacy? Yes, we can, provided we choose very strong algorithm for encryption. Encryption is normally a very powerful tool. Let's try to review some of the social media apps, email communication services, in terms of encryption. Does they really offer the necessary privacy we want, or offer the necessary encryption algorithms we want? Okay, I will go through popular communication apps: Signal, Telegram, WhatsApp. As we know, WhatsApp and Signal is probably new to some of you, but Signal is one of the most secure apps developed by Open Whispers. Actually, they started using encryption end-to-end for voice over IP earlier than any other app existing today. And it is Open Whispers is composed by a group of activists and whistleblowers who actually values anonymity and privacy. You see, Signal has got a very strong encryption. At a given time, we can try to review the encryption algorithms which is used in Signal. Okay, WhatsApp and Signal use end-to-end encryption in all cases. Telegram is a little bit different. Telegram uses end-to-end encryption only when you select or you opt for secret chat. You see, if we're using Telegram, there is a way you can go to a settings and select or opt for secret chat. Secret chat has got many features, including self-destructive messages and things like that, and trying to add some level of anonymity, you see. But again, it does end-to-end encryption. Telegram calls it client-to-client encryption. But if you don't opt for secret chat in Telegram, what Telegram does by default, it uses something we call client-to-server and server-to-client encryption. That means all encryption keys in Telegram are managed by Telegram servers. Of course, what they are trying to do, if you register your Telegram account in Tanzania, a server which manages your encryption is put to some other country else, which is known by Telegram. That is the mechanism trying to hide and to minimize the possibility of being tracked. You see, WhatsApp has some issues in a group chat. When you send a message in a group, it is stored to WhatsApp servers, what they call WhatsApp nodes. It continues to stay there as long as that message is not read by all members of the group. Now, the information being there to the node becomes vulnerable to be gleaned by powerful adversaries. It is not easy and straightforward to intercept WhatsApp nodes, but powerful adversaries can do. They can do. You see, although it is difficult, sometimes they have to contact or to consult WhatsApp owners to get information there. But theoretically or potentially, it is possible. That is one of the serious issues in WhatsApp groups. When doing backup, the current version of WhatsApp does not store that information in the encrypted form. You see, you know, you can configure your WhatsApp to be backing up your information after a certain period of time, and this feature is being used by many, if not all of you here, because it helps when your your phone gets crashed. You configure another WhatsApp, then you pull back all your information. Now, those information which were being uploaded, and mostly to Google accounts, they are not stored in the encryption offered by WhatsApp. That is another weakness. So if someone have a mechanism of intruding your storage location, can potentially get all those information unencrypted. That is an issue. You see, WhatsApp of course stores audio, video in their nodes. When you send a video or audio file to somebody, that information is being stored, and that's why it happens when you delete it in your WhatsApp account. You can sometimes retrieve that information even without backing up yourself. You see, so that is another issue. If that information was sensitive, ideally it can be retrieved. Okay, now we say in end-to-end encryption keys are managed by devices, but this is not the case with Telegram. Telegram encryption keys are managed by their server. So if owners of Telegram wishes to exchange or share your encryption keys under any circumstance, theoretically they can. That is an issue with Telegram again. But this is not something anyone can just go and request for encryption keys. You know, owners of these communication solutions, they normally have business in mind. They know revealing information of their customers can damage them in terms of business. So they normally not easily share that information. In fact, the owners of Telegram, who are Russians, they were expelled in Russia because they refused to cooperate to their agencies there. You see, they were expelled and then they ran to Germany. See, but what in German? Can the Germans again request them to access that information? Who knows? That is known by them. But that is an issue which you have to know. You see, again, Signal app with all those strong encryption algorithms, of course they don't provide anonymity. That means hiding somebody's contact number. Although Telegram and Signal at some point do advocate that you can hide your number. I know there are mechanisms you can do. For example, if we're in the US and possibly beginning from 2010, it might be worldwide, you can register a Telegram account or a Signal account using Skype and the other Google calling features, which does not require you to provide full details of you. Because the problem is, if you put your normal phone number in a Signal account or while registering Telegram, that means that is a loophole to be identified, you see. But thanks that existence of Skype and the other Google or online calling features, if you can register those accounts, then anonymity will be achieved. But Signal is secure compared to all of them. We have done a lot of analysis, and most researchers agree with that. So if you ask me to rank all these apps, I can tell you that Signal is the strongest, followed by Telegram, and finally WhatsApp. Now, privacy in email, we use PGP encryption, and normally the main tool, the most popular, not the main, the most popular tools which uses the PGP and the OpenPGP is the MailVerop. I've talked a lot of MailVerop in my videos. If you can visit those channels, you can see MailVerop is an add-on which can be put on Google Chrome, on Mozilla, etc., etc., and you can configure it to be compatible with your Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, and you keep your email communication. And again, we do advise people to enhance their privacy by configuring or enabling two-factor authentication. The problem which I've seen in my research works, most corporate mails, for example, mails which you are using maybe in your office, something at .co.tz, .go.tz, whatever, they've got a lot of weaknesses. They are easily attacked by brute force and also sort of cracking. And most of them don't have two-factor authentication, and they cannot support most of the encryption algorithms, encrypting content of what you share, not just the traffic, because some people think if they can just configure HTTPS, that's it. But what we are saying, content of what is being prepared in the email should be secured. You see, now to conclude my presentation, I can say for somebody to be to achieve real anonymity, you have to use some of the tools which can hide your IP address. For example, Tor only. Tor is a browser which has got a very complicated algorithm of hiding IP addresses. You see, you hide when you use Tor. And then you can make your WhatsApp, you can access WhatsApp web, for example. The IP which will be known there, which will be captured there, it will be different from the location which you have. You see, so I normally advise people to torify their applications. To use Tor to hide the IP location before using any application. It can be email. Before you access your email, activate Tor. After activating Tor, then continue with all what you are doing. You see, now torifying is very, 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 very important. And I do advise people not to enable location of the devices if not necessary. Of course, sometimes it is necessary to do so, but you can enable for a few minutes, do what you want, then deactivate your location. Something I should comment, for users of phone, GSM phones, whatever, it is very difficult or almost impossible to achieve anonymity in terms of location, because there are many techniques. Even if you use a Nokia torch, or you use you deactivate your location on your phone, but bad guys can use triangulation. Triangulation can try to compute location of a particular device based on communication cell towers. You see, they can locate you at a certain precision, and they can manage at least to pick you. So if they are bad guys, at least they can know you. The other technique is called silent calls or silent SMSs. The features of trying to identify someone's location. You see, maybe if you are a user of GSM phone, the best way is to completely switch off your device. There you can achieve, you can mitigate location surveillance. See, that these are my concluding remarks. Maybe I should invite if there is any question, so that we can share together during this presentation. Thank you very much.